because also, I don't... When we're playing Apex, I don't know if you've realized, but for me personally, my job, as you said, you have your own job, but I see my job as being a sniper, you know,
That's
and
why
having the mindset of where everything's at.
I want to confess something.
Can I finish my statement?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I also see my main job as calling the shots, like telling us where we're supposed to be going, you know? Because
Yeah, like team leader. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't I don't want your feedback on this, but I do not see myself as the best player. I see myself as a good player, and I see myself as good for the team.
Okay.
But personally, I do not see. Do not.
Oh, no, look, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No, you're not. You're gonna let me finish my statement. You're gonna let me finish
no,
what
I
I'm
mean
talking
that's what I was
about.
trying to say. I'm gonna do it after you're done. Yeah.
But I see my main job as calling the shots. Like I call out rotations. You know, I call out all of our shots. And you guys, because the thing is, you guys don't even question it ever. I just go, okay, we're going right now. And you guys like, you guys completely change directions. You're like, okay.
No. Okay. If I don't want to be rude, but may I?
I am now done. Yes.
Oh, okay. No, see.
I'll comment
for the
on
record,
what I said later.
For the record, and I've said it multiple times, and I will continue to say it. To me, between you and me, right, as players, I still think you're the best. Because I take this seriously. It's a job to me. It's not a game. I can have fun, but I have fun because it's my job. You know? Like, I put the time in, I put the effort in. If you over-specialize, you bring in weakness. And that's why I really like it when you're around. Because not only do you not over-specialize like I would, but you put the human element that I lack into the team. Because, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm not exactly a people person. I am very robotic. You know,
I've learned.
I'm very robotic. Your emotions mean very little to me. I take your stats and I profile you in my head, and based on what I make up in my head in terms of this profile as to who you are, that's how I know I can trust you. It's numbers, not feeling. You know, it's nothing like that. It's numbers. It's strictly stats. I don't know how else to explain it to you, but that's just how it is.
I understand.
It's
I know
like,
you, so I understand what you're saying,
it's
even
like,
if what you're saying doesn't make sense.
exactly. And that's why I appreciate your existence, because you get it. It's like that scene in Sherlock Holmes, like the Robert Downey Jr. ones, where he just like analyzes the whole situation and then he executes it. That's me. You know? And then that's why I always say to anyone that joins in the team, like when Shy and Alex came in and Justin, I remember that when season 4 dropped, you sent me an invite and I immediately dropped everything because it was you. And then Justin was like, I sent you an invite. And I was like, I know, but you're not Maddie. And then he was like, excuse me? And I'm like, well, she's the one above all. He's like, what does that mean? It's just like, well, to put it simply, she's my favorite. And he's like, well, he just goes dead silent. And then Shy and Alex were like, oh. And I was just like,
I find it funny because Justin has also done that, where you guys both will be in a party and you'll get excited that I'm on.
well, because here's the thing, right? Because you get it. You put, like you always say, have faith or have trust in somebody. I can't do that. I don't believe in that because I'm incapable of it mentally. You know, so when you're there,
you run it as like sometimes you look at a teammate's stats and you're like, oh, they're not good. But sometimes I'll do this thing where it's like, I've met a lot of people on here where they're on a different console than they're usually on, or you know, like it's not their main or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's just not who they usually are. It's someone else. You know, in all ways possible. And you sort of see it as, oh, they're a weak one player. I either see it as a weak one player, or I'm like, okay, so this isn't.
Their main.
I'm not gonna put you in a box automatically unless you give me a reason to. Like if you look like you don't know how to play the game, I'll put you in as a week 1 player. But if you look like you have basic understanding of the game, I'll be like, okay, you can hold your own. I'll let it slip.
No,
I'll have some
absolutely.
excuses for you.
And no, that makes sense. That's fair. And that's why I say you're the best, because you're capable of feeling and understanding others. As to why I allow you to call the shots, it's because I'm the drummer, you're the front man.
You're cutting out. You cut out.
Oh, sorry. No, because I
Just give it a
say,
second. It's being a little rocky.
is it me?
I don't know if it's.
Perhaps.
I think it might be me a little bit because my game lagged for a second. You know, like the background stuff. But you just. I think you're good now. Go ahead.
Okay. Because what I was saying was, I allow you to call the shots because I'm the drummer in the band. I'm in the background. You know, I provide the support. You know what I mean? You're the front man, you're the singer in the band. So I say I wouldn't say I don't question it, because I do. I just keep it to myself. You know what I mean? When it comes to
I only explain myself if I find good reason to.
No, absolutely.
I'll
See,
say
like,
go here, and you guys just like okay, and I'm like okay, I don't need to.
no,
But sometimes
because
you'll be like,
I understand
okay.
it. You know, you and I have been playing since forever, so I know what you're thinking. I understand it. And sometimes, like that one time, when we were downing that team in Fractured West, and you got downed, and I was hiding behind the truck, and you kept pulling up your shield, and you were like, I got you, and I was like, I know you do. And then I had a plan, but I didn't tell you what it was, because I already knew you were executing it without you knowing it. And you did. Perfectly. To the point where all I had to do was just circle the truck and get the guy. Because we've been playing for so long. We're in sync, you know?
We're in sync.
Yeah. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't have to say anything, because she already knows. And so, that is something, which is why I say, you call the shots, because I understand where your head's at. I know what you're thinking, and at the same time, I can see it before we even do it. You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I don't question it. The only time I'll question it is when we go into lockdown. When I say fortify this building now, that's the only time I'll take over. Because I feel it. Like, I know it. It's this
See,
voice that
when we're
never
on
stops and says,
lockdown,
do it like this.
when we
That's
get on
why.
lockdown, it's sort of in a situation where it's like, at that point, I assume everyone already has a good understanding of what they need to do. You know? Where it's like, oh, I no longer need to call the shots because
They
people
get
will
it.
call their own shots. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell people where to put their traps. I tell you to be in this position, to look out here, and yada yada. Because that was a part of my job previously. You know, for other teams, like, I could do it. And that's when the mentality kicks in, and it's like, I gotta do it, I have to say something. You know. And that's what I love about the two of us, because we both understand each other. Granted, I know I get on your nerves, and you get on mine, but that's kind of the point of being in a band.
I sometimes, I find it, even if I am annoyed and we get on each other's nerves, I find it funny when we're so in sync that we get on each other's nerves at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. That's something
Like,
that...
sometimes you'll get on my nerves and I won't say anything, and sometimes you'll get on your nerves and you won't say anything, but
Oh,
we can
yeah.
both tell that we're on each other's nerves, and we'll, like, back off a bit, but I like when we don't back off.
Oh,
we're
and like we
both-
keep pushing? Absolutely, to see who will
Yeah.
break first, and neither of
Or
us
it's
does.
like sometimes I don't like your mentality toward things, so I'll get moody, and then you don't like my tone and attitude toward things, so we'll both be in this state where it's like, I'm not backing down.
And then the
won't
vibe
do
is
it.
just so thick, and then Shia is just like really quiet because she doesn't know what to do. Yeah, no, I get
Yeah,
it.
and then
Absolutely.
and then the night ends, and I'm like, oh my, I'll be like shaking with rage, and I'm like, you know what? It's cool. And then like a week later, we're fine. We're good. It does.
What do you mean a
does not
week? It's more
matter.
like 12 hours later. We're fine.
Well,
Oh my God.
sometimes I'll take a longer break where it's like, Shy will be like, do you want to play tonight with you? And I'm like, no. Tomorrow, yes, but tonight, no. Like, I already know I'll think about it in my
I
head, and
freaking
I'm like,
knew it. I freaking knew you said that. I freaking knew it. I was like, hey,
I don't
Maddie's
do it
on.
a lot.
And then she's
I
like,
don't do
oh,
it a lot.
yeah, she is. Send her an invite maybe. And I'm like, I'll send it. But then I like, deep down, I know you don't want to play with me, and I just keep sending you
No.
invites anyway.
When you were
Oh, it's
on,
so fun.
sometimes it's just the fact that I'm tired and I'm not up for the brain activity that requires for Apex. Sometimes it's just that, but sometimes we'll get on each other's nerves, and like the next day you'll send me an invite, and I'm like, no.
Fuck this guy.
I'm like, I can't do it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and then one
That's so
time
funny.
Shy, one time, this was a while ago, Shy was on, and she went, oh, Q's gonna be on later, you wanna get on? And I went, no. Because I was just like, I can't do it tonight. In 3 days, yes, I will 100% know that I will want to play with Q, but for right now, no. And so then you sent the message saying I'm getting on, and I got off. And then you joined Shy, and I left. And I, was like, no.
I know.
I can't-
That's when I knew it. That's when I knew it. I was like, yes.
It's when
just-
you join. It's when you join the party and I leave. Because sometimes I do have legitimate reasons. Like sometimes I do legitimately need to. Like last night or something, I did have to get off to do homework. That was something like I had to be up at like 7 a.m. to take some tests, and then my teacher forgot to attach the test, so I sat there for 2 hours
Oh my
for
God.
no reason. I didn't bring